Peace, YouTube. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, alafia. So, I want to share today an experience, something that I experienced a couple of days ago. Weird shit. So, we talking about taboos, spiritual taboos. Are they real? Of course. Spiritual taboos, how serious should they be taken? So, I have spiritual taboo. We all have spiritual taboos. When you get your readings and stuff like that, certain things will come up as taboo in your reading, especially in Ifa. Um, one taboo that I have is I can't wear anything red on my head. Okay, not even a shade of red, not pink, not light red, not burgundy, nothing that resembles red can I put on my head. Okay, so clearly that's because red allows for negative forces to hit me easier. Um, so I had bought before I knew that I couldn't wear any shade of red. I had bought a burgundy hat, like a socks hat, white socks hat, and I wore it a couple of days, and then I asked my godfather if I was it cool if I wear this hat. He's like, nope, you cannot wear no type of red on your head. Period. I'm better wearing this black kufi than to wear that red hat because that red hat in the spiritual realm makes me a target in the invisible realms to people that want to send bad things and stuff like that. So I had already had the hat on for a couple of days. So I threw the hat in my back seat and it was like, I don't know if I'm gonna throw it away or what. It was brand new. So I'm like, I didn't want to throw it away. And usually I would give something like that. Like I wasn't thinking about the energy exchange. So usually I would have given something like that to a family member, somebody like that, a godchild, something like that. But I didn't. Um, Now, when I used to smoke, I had this guy who I would get my smoke from. You know, I'm the type of person I got one, maybe two people that's who I fuck with, and that's it. I don't fuck with nobody else. I'm not like I don't just buy smoke from anybody. So I develop a relationship with you, we get cool, whatever. So I had this guy, right? And dude, I had been knowing dude, man, probably for like almost almost 2 years. I had been, getting my smoke from him, whatever. And, he was one of them guys that was always on the block. He was always out there doing his thing. And but I felt like, because he was on the block, as long as he was cool with me, it was like he was protected. You know what I mean? Like he knew it, which is I don't understand why he would even plot to do what the fuck he was trying to do. So so how I started to realize this dude was sketchy, right? Is because, you know, he see me flip cars and shit like that, He see me in different Benzes. Um, he see me flip BMWs. You know what I mean? He see the big rims. He see the different women that come and that I have in the car sometimes when I'm pulling up and shit like that. And I could tell, he looking at the women and shit like that as if, they care about him. But, and then, I would break bread with him, you know what I mean? Like if I bought some smoke from him or whatever, I would throw him some extra, like here, you know what I'm saying? Take that, or whatever. So, he like in his mind think I'm a lame, some type of goofy. You know what I'm saying? Because I come dressed like this and buy, get my smoke, keep it moving. You know what I mean? Like So he think I, he know what I was. He know exactly what I do. Everybody in the neighborhood, everybody know what I do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know what type of work I do. They know who I am. Some people call me Baba. Some people call me Tata. Some people call me different things in the neighborhoods that I frequent um, here in Atlanta. So I got a lot of respect in the hoods. Um, Plus, in Atlanta, Babalaos get a great deal of respect. Uh, so when they see me, they automatically know. Um, so my man knew. He knew that what I was. He knew what I do. One time he jumped in a car with me, and I had a traveling issue that I keep in my car, or that I kept in my car at the time. And he's like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is this?" So I told him what it was. You know what I mean? And he knew that the women that be around me, he knew they be, they brujas as well. Because I told him I don't fuck with no women that ain't no bruja. So he he talking to them and shit like that. We was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, but all the while, this dude was very envious. And he was very sketchy. He was very sketchy. Um, Probably because he felt like I wasn't on no street shit like him. But he don't know. I've been there, done that. I grew out of that. What he was doing, I was doing 20 years ago. So but you never lose touch, in that realm. So I can politic with the worst of them. I can politic with the best of them. I could be in any environment and be able to you know hold my own. So my man would see me pull up, all the time, shit like that, and he figured, I got bread. So I knew he was trying to plot because it was like I knew he was trying to plot. I just felt it. But I didn't think he was gonna ever take it serious because the reason what I'm getting to is like if I fuck with you, you know what I mean. Usually, what I've noticed from my experience, I can't speak for other people, but if I fuck with you and I got love for you, the spirits that walk with me are gonna low key protect you too. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of shit. That's the kind of protection this dude had in the streets, just because he fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? Just because if I gotta go into that area and I gotta go over there to do what I'm trying to do, I got a whole bunch of shit walking with me. So when I go over there, it's like the energy walking with me is gonna push this out the way, that out the way, gonna keep it's gonna keep the negativity to a minimum. So I would always come in the neighborhood like, when the bad shit didn't already happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm never there when the bad shit happened. That's just how the spirit lined it up. Because I used to live in that area, so I would go back over there, to get my smoke or whatever. One of them gas station things, one of them niggas that be at the gas station type shit. So, so my man, like, he was living out of hotels and shit. He was living out of hotels. He was selling his little weed on the street. Um, you know, tricking off with different females and shit like that in the room. He didn't really have much. He was maintaining the best that he could. You know what I'm saying? And but I knew he wanted to get out of that shit, and he wanted to change his life. But where he went wrong is when he decided that he was going to upgrade his life by doing something to me. And the thing is I told him that I could help him. I told him I could help him, but he was scared of the spiritual realms. He didn't want to. This nigga's a whole thug out in the street, shooting at niggas, doing all kind of crazy shit. But he's scared of the spiritual realms. And I told him he needed some protection. I was like, I can help you, and even show you some things that you can, to get up out of this game so that you can be on some other shit. He didn't want to listen. He felt like the easiest way was, I guess, to plot against me. Now, this is what I just get from the spirit. Okay, I don't have any concrete evidence that this dude was trying to plot against me or nothing like that. But I like I said, if you fuck with me and I fuck with you, you know what I mean? What's around me is gonna protect you automatically. And all of a sudden, right, the hat, which had collected a bunch of negative shit that, people in the spiritual, I'm not gonna say people, I'm just gonna say the hat that I wore that collected a lot of spiritual vibrations from the spiritual realms, whether they came from whoever, enemies, whatever, I don't know. I had the hat sitting in my back seat. So one day when I was going to get some smoke from my man, Spirit was like, "Man, give that hat to Gino." So I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll just give it to Gino." So I didn't think nothing of it. I thought I was doing a nice thing. I didn't even think about the energy transference when I was giving him the hat. I didn't think nothing about the energy transference. I was just thinking like, I'm doing something nice for my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, here, man, this is a brand new hat. You want it? He's like, hell yeah, I want it. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't think nothing of it. So maybe like a week go by, a week or two go by. I don't, I ain't buy no smoke from him for like maybe 2 weeks, or a week or two, or something like that. So I'm calling him on the phone. I'm like, yo, this dude, his phone going to voice. So when I decided I wanted to, hit him up, his phone going to voicemail. I'm like, why is this dude phone? I'm like, damn, what happened to him? Hope he ain't get locked up. Like I'm praying nothing bad happened to the dude. Man, I go to the neighborhood to my second guy, um, who I fuck with. He a little less street. And he like, man, you ain't heard? He's like, man, Juno got lit up a couple days ago. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like for real. Like right where I was standing at, like across the street, some dude he had beef with shot him up. Shot him up. And he died. And I didn't think nothing. I was fucked up that effect that, because in my mind I'm thinking like, man, this is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was cool. I low key was about to start. I low key was about to start hanging with the little nigga. I was about to like, pick him up, put him on game and shit. But then before I could even get a chance to extend that type of relationship with him, this shit happened. And for me, I look at stuff like that and I'm like, damn, that happened to him after I gave him a hat. And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh shit, that hat had all kind of motherfucking no soap ball on it. I ain't think about it. I just gave it to him. But for the spirit to lead me to give it to him, that means that he must have been on some bullshit. Because the spirit could also tell me, just throw that motherfucker away. Don't give it to nobody. But I unconsciously gave him the hat. And all of the negative energy and vibrations that was being sent at me went straight to him. And the only reason the spirit would allow me to do something like that unconsciously is if he was plotting on me. Which I knew he was in a sense because one day when I went, I had one of my girlfriends with me, and he like, and she driving, and he like, yo man, yo Tata, you know what I'm saying? I could meet you. I could meet you. He's like, what's your address? What's your address? So I'm from the street, so I'm like, nigga, I don't know my address. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I asked her, I'm like, what's the address? She like, I don't know. So we play stupid, but it put us on alert that okay, this dude, why you don't need to know where I live at. All you need to do is meet me at the gas station. Like, but the fact that he asked me that, and I don't really know him like that, let me know that he possibly on some bullshit. And I ain't even put the little nigga in the pot of nothing. You know what I'm saying? For a minute, something was like, man, put him in the pot so he can't do nothing against you. But I was like, I ain't about to worry about that. I ain't even take the time to do it. So back to the me finding out what happened. You know what I mean? I was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I lost one of my boys. You know what I'm saying? One of my guys to some street shit. And come to find out, the spirit was like, man, don't feel bad. You know what I mean? Like I really felt bad. And the spirit kept telling me, don't feel bad. He was planning to hurt you. He wanted to rob me and kill me. Because he knew he was gonna have to kill me if he was to rob me because he knew what I am. You know, I'm like, bruh, you know what I mean? He already knew. And I'm just like, I was fucked up at the energy transference. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta be careful wearing other people hats and shit like that. Picking up other people's clothes and putting them on and shit like that. Even though the hat was practically brand new, you know what I mean? But I wore it only 2 times. I had the hat on maybe 2 times. During that time, it was probably a lot of fucking shit coming at my ass. That shit went straight into the hat, and I unconsciously gave it to this dude. And a week after I gave him the hat, my man get shot up and died. And got shot 7 times, which is a significant number in the spiritual realms. So then afterwards, the dude come to me, right? And he like, man, Tata, I'm sorry. He apologized to me. You know what I mean? Like that. And the fact that he was around me, the fact that he was around me in the spirit after that happened to him, meaning that meant it was some type of connection, some type of spiritual connection, some type of spiritual involvement was responsible. You know what I mean? Because he started telling me about some other shit, like in the spirit. He started telling me about some, like, yeah, when I was alive, man, I woo, 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 I didn't do this, I didn't do that. I'm like, why is he telling me all of this? So then, of course, I divine about it to see, like, was this guy really plotting on me like that? They're like, yes. They're like, yes. Of course, I'm like, so did y'all make that happen to him? The spirits. I'm like, did the spirits cause that to happen to him? Like some type of misfortune to happen or befall upon him? It was like, yes. And then that's when they showed me that it was like he was planning to rob you. He wanted to rob. He was jealous of you. He was envious. And instead of allowing you to help him as the priest that you are, which you could have, I could have turned that boy into a king because that's what we priests do. It's the priest who makes the king. Everybody want to be king, but the king got to come to the priest to become king. I could have helped him be a king in his realm, in his world. You know what I mean? Put him onto some legit business and stuff like that. But unfortunately, it was his destiny to be at the right place at the right time for the unfortunate incident to take place that took this brother's life. So when I divined to find out which spirit did this to him, it was Lukankazi. That's the type of spiritual protection that you have when you are initiated into a house. You don't even have to do anything. I didn't even know that me giving him the hat was a bad thing, man. Like if I would have known if I would have known what I was doing consciously, I wouldn't even gave him the hat. I wouldn't have get even if I would have known that, man, this dude, because I kind of knew he was envious and shit, but I keep my distance. I'm like, look, I'm just gonna meet up with him, get my shit. I'm out. Pew. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hang out with this nigga. I'm not gonna be in the club with this dude. I'm not. No, dude, stay into too much bullshit, and I'm not gonna be around it. You know what I'm saying? But he keep good smoke, so I was gonna, and he reliable. So I stayed fucking with him on that level only. So I wasn't worried about it, that fact that he was jealous or envious or whatever, plotting on me and nothing. You ain't gonna never find out where I'm at. So I'm not even worried about it. You know what I mean? Um, But I was just like that whole situation fucked me up. I know y'all could tell by the way I'm giving y'all this story that the shit kind of fucked me up. You know what I mean? Y'all can tell. You do this every time. Anytime I'm working on the computer, you just come do this. So, um, really, you got something to say to the people? So, yeah, be careful putting on other people's clothes, because you don't know what type of energy that person has. Like, I didn't know what type of energy was on the hat. I really didn't know. I really wasn't paying attention or thinking about it. I just knew it was a brand new hat. I'm gonna give it to my homeboy. And you know what I'm saying? He gonna feel grateful that, I looked out. Unconsciously, the spirit was guiding me to protect myself. Because since see one thing about the spirit, anything, one of people don't understand, like we talk about get off me. We talk about um from a traditional and religious perspective, we talk about the spirit in Doki Malo. We talk about Lukan Kazi. Everybody want to work with him. Everybody want to be evil. Blah blah blah. I get it, but when we talk about the true function of this particular Nkisi and how he operates in a Monanzo Congo setting, his job is to protect the members as well as the Tata or the Yaya. His job is to protect them from mortal danger. He is to protect from all evil, evil from all four corners. Even though he represents evil, or at least people want to use him as if he's evil, but he's really just raw energy that can be really used in any way that the priest or priestess wills him to be used. It don't always have to be bad. It don't always have to be evil. You know what I'm saying? Because depending upon what type of infumbe that you have in your nganga, I try to get people. I try to work with. This is why I work with a lot of ancestors in my shrines. I don't work with just random spirits from the cemetery. Uh, you finna go? Oh, okay. Um, I don't work with just random spirits from the cemetery. Um, and none of what I do, you know what I'm saying, is always something connected to the lineage. It's always something connected to the spiritual lineage, to ancestors, my ancestors, or um, priests and priestesses who have come before me in our lineage and so forth like that. So this particular entity, depending upon what type of dark dead you have in your nganga, mine happens to be very intelligent. Like I noticed he was very intelligent, very intelligent. He raw as fuck, but he's very, very intelligent. Okay. Um. So the way he moves is like he told me how to work with him. He always told me just use me for defense. I don't never use that entity to attack nobody for no reason. You gotta violate really bad, and in most cases, I don't even have to. I don't have to do anything. As soon as somebody says I'm gonna fuck him up, I'm gonna do this, that nigga come dead out the pot. Oh, you gonna do what? Oh, we should rob Tatan. We gonna rob him and we gonna do this and woo woo woo. He gonna come right up out the pot. Are you finna do what? And go straight to that person that's plotting. Because that's what I programmed him to do. Okay. So when I divined to find out like what entity was responsible for this brother's unfortunate circumstances, it said Lukan Kazi. I'm like, okay. And it gave me insight into truly the way that he protects. You know what I mean? Like similar situation happened to my godson. Uh, Maybe like last year. My godson works at security and in a lot of the clubs around Atlanta. And so one of the other bouncers, and I had did this protection work for him long, long ago. Ever since I did this protection work for him, anybody that tries to physically assault him, something bad happened to them. Right? The first time something happened to him, some dude came to his apartment acting like he used to live there and told my godson he was gonna come back and rob him with the pistol. So that was when I first put the protection around him with Lukan Kazi. So I was like, whatever anybody intends to do to him, make it happen to them. Anything that anybody intends to do to him physically, make it happen to them. Man, a week later, the boy that threatened to rob my godson got pistol whipped by some random hood niggas and went to jail, got extradited back to, he had to leave and go back to Ohio. It was crazy. In 1 week. Okay, he was serious about what he was gonna do to my godson. He was serious about hurting him. He was gonna come back and try to hurt him. So before he could do that, Lukan Kazi made sure whatever he was planning to do happened to him. So then, maybe about a year later, a couple months ago, to be precise, same godson at work, he gets into it with another bouncer at the club. The bouncer at the club, I guess, jealous, envious of my godson, whatever, because his swag, his energy, you know what I'm saying? The ladies be on him, shit like that. And dude ain't like that. And my godson real laid back. He chill, you know what I'm saying? He just observing, minding his business. You know what I mean? He a real spiritual brother, so he ain't even out in the even though he work at the clubs, he's like in the world, but he not of the world. And so dude just walks up on my godson and steals him one, like boom, right in the face. Sneak shot. That's what bitch niggas do. They do sneaky shit like that. So godson having good character, you know what I mean? I teach him to have good character when he out there, you know what I'm saying? And he got good character anyway. You know what I mean? So he walks up to the brother and was like, "You look, bro. We got to work together. Cause after he stole on my godson, my godson roughed him up, and then after he roughed him up, he was like, "Yo, ain't no hard feelings, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Like I ain't mad at you, cause old boy hit my godson first, and so he apologizing. My godson apologizing to him and telling him, look, it's good. You know what I'm saying? We good. Just don't, we good. Just we all right." Man, that was like a Friday. By that Monday, I think by that Monday, he said that the boy or the other security guard, the security guard who assaulted him, got shot in the throat and died in the same space where they was having a fight at. But my godson wasn't at work. I mean, he was at home chilling. He get back to work and they like, man, so and so, man, he called me on the phone, ecstatic. He couldn't. It was like he was fucked up that the brother, that happened to him, but then he was also blown away at the protection. He was like, man, they really got my back out here in these streets. And I told him, I said, the only reason that would have happened to that guy after having an altercation with you is if he was plotting or planning to do something else to you. Because you whipped his ass after he snuck a shot. You know what I'm saying? And you security, so you can get away with that. And he's security. So the only reason that would have happened to that brother after assaulting my godson is if he was plotting, because he's a street nigga. So he probably was plotting like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get that nigga shot. We're going to do this, boo, boo, boo. As soon as he put that in his heart to do it, that spirit took action. Because people don't understand when you get initiated, these spirits, they walk with you. That's what it's called. They walk with you. This is why we do things to make sure that our Ngangas can walk. To make sure that mortal can move, it can go out, it can walk. Um, so He was like blown away by that. And then with my situation, I had oh, I had a situation years ago, years ago, um, where a brother had threatened me in Chicago, and then he ended up getting shot. He told some people that he was going to. He thought that I was spiritually attacking him when I wasn't ever doing anything to him. You cannot. I'm not even gonna get into that story because if he see this video, I don't want to escalate no beef with him or nothing like that because I really don't care. But long or the short, my man, you know what I'm saying, told some other people that he was gonna come at me with the guns. He wasn't gonna come at me with the pot, you know. And then as soon as he said that, he got shot in the head. He didn't die though. He didn't die, but he got shot in the head. Some random little street nigga shot him in the head. You know what I mean? I'm not even out in the street like that. Like I don't even hang around street niggas like that. You know what I mean? I just got my little guys who I go to get my little smoke, and then I'm back in the temple. You know what I mean? I'm working, I'm doing my thing. So I don't so when these random incidents be happening, like that lets you know what I mean, that these spirits they walk with you. So to be scratched into a house or a good house, you know what I mean, you're making a pact with these entities to walk with you and protect you. You know what I mean? And the protection is real. The protection is real. Now, keep this in mind, though. This remember the last video I told you all the spirits work together. All of them. We break them down into different religions and into different traditions, but they all work together in the spiritual realms. Here it is. The taboo to not wear red came from Ifa. But the transference of energy and the protection from mortal danger came from Palo. So the Palo spirits knew, man, get him that red hat. This nigga planning to hurt you. Give him that red hat and watch what happens. I ain't even know. I'm just like, they like, man, give him that. Look, he want to plan to kill you? Okay, well, here. Let him take all that EQ that them niggas are sending at you and give it to him. And I didn't even know I was transferring the shit to him. I swear on my life, on my Ifa, I swear to you. On my Udu, I swear to you, I did not know that I was transferring that energy to him. That man died maybe a week after I gave him the hat. And I didn't even know he was dead. I'm blowing his phone up. Like, where this nigga at? Like, damn, this shit going straight to voicemail. And get over there, and they tell me, man, out of here. That man out of here. And the crazy thing about that neighborhood and the hood in general, they ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Ain't nobody over there gonna say shit. You know what I'm saying? They probably all know who did it too. And they ain't gonna even say nothing. You know what I mean? So y'all gotta be careful out here in these streets. Everything is spiritual. There's no difference between the physical and the spiritual. There's nothing more than different moods of vibration that determine our reality. Everything is vibrating. Nothing stands still. Okay? Everything is energy. Everything that you think is solid is energy. The only reason that it appears to be solid is because your mind makes it real. But everything, every aspect, all aspects of matter are composed of atoms. Atoms are energetic particles, protons and neutrons orbiting around. Protons and electrons orbiting around a neutron, a nucleus. Okay, positive and negative charge, yin and yang, prana to pine. All these universal forces exist in every tradition, in every religion, in every spiritual philosophy. You find the duality of what people call yin and yang, positive and electric, and it all comes down from the energetic nature of what our reality is based on. Atoms. So while people think that the physical world is physical, but then when you break down the entire physical world down to its energetic essence and particle, you see that it's nothing but energy particles that make up this table, that make up this computer, that make up these glasses, that make up you, that make up everything around you. It's nothing but atoms. Everything is energy. So it was just a transference of energy to that brother's Ori. And that showed me how real the taboo was. showed me how real that taboo was. Because in the past, people would always tell me, "You need to stop wearing black. You need to stop." And I'd be like, "Man, get the fuck out of here. It ain't gonna matter if I wear white, black, yellow, or green. Niggas sending shit, they sending shit. You know what I'm saying?" But I really understand, like, now that that shit is real. Like, I got my first dose of a taboo coming full to life, full, like, straight to life. Because I'm sitting there like, in my mind, the way my mind work, I'm sitting there like, man, wearing this red hat, like, how is this attracting negative vibration? Now I understand every colors have vibration and everything like that, energetic frequencies, and like I said, everything is energy. But I'm just still like, and then I thought about it and I seen, like, yeah, you walking through I can see how that particular color can be a magnet for the hot, fiery energies that people like to try to send at me from time to time. Okay. And then that hat sit on your ori. It sits on your head. You know what I'm saying? So if your ori is going through some things because you're in a particular spiritual environment, you know what I mean? And you transfer the energy of that from your ori to another person's ori by giving away something on your head. You know what I mean? To a priest, our heads are very sacred. You know what I mean? We protect our heads. A lot of things that we do in our initiations are done in the head. It's put on the head, especially in Orisha. It's put on the head of the individual to fortify and strengthen the individual's ori with that particular Orisha. So for me to give that potent, powerful energy that was being sent in my ori, now I'm protected. You know what I mean? So I didn't throw the hat away, or I immediately stopped wearing the hat. But when I gave it to an uninitiated person, vicariously and unconsciously, it had some very drastic effects. And I personally think that it was me giving him the hat that brought that Osogbo upon him. Even though he was out there living reckless already. But he appeared to have a sense of protection about him. You know what I mean? He appeared that it was like people respected him in the street. You know what I'm saying? They knew he wasn't no joke, this and that. But it was just like, when he started and when he plotted on me, that's when he ran out of luck. Because just having me in his life was good luck. Just me coming up to him and getting some smoke from him, dapping him up or whatever, just me exchanging that ache, boom, be protected out here, be safe. If I tell him, be safe, be protected, it's my ache. You know what I'm saying? Giving him blessings, giving him protection. And while I'm out here blessing this brother, he ready to hurt me over some material trinkets and shit. And so I don't have to know he finna hurt me. The spirits that walk with me gonna be like, give it to Gino. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get it to Gino. Not knowing that I'm eliminating a future problem, potential problem. I didn't know that was gonna harm this brother. I would have never harmed him. Like, real talk. I know I talk a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? When I'm mad at certain people, but I ain't got time for that shit. That's low level shit to me. Street shit. I'm not finna be out in the street shooting and fighting and doing all that goofy ass shit, man. That's some very low level shit to me. So I wouldn't have never even thought to come at my man like that. I grew out of that shit. You know. So I just wanted to share that with y'all and let y'all know, be careful. Do not take hats from people, especially priests and priestesses, because you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know what that person may um, have on them. You know what I mean? Peace and blessings be upon the one they call Gino. Even though he was probably on some bullshit against me. But they know not what they do. And when I say that, I don't say that to say he don't know that what he was going to do to me or try to do to me was wrong. But he did not know the consequences of holding that type of energy in his heart for somebody like myself. He knew. I wish I could go to the man's funeral, to be honest with you, because I'm not even mad. I wasn't mad. Even when I knew he was sketchy, I wasn't mad at him. I was just like, man, he served one purpose and one purpose only: give me my green so I can go back into my world. My world. I just pop into your world just to get my little herbals, get my little A-way, and then I'm back in the house. You know what I mean? Doing my thing. And for those people who try to act like they don't smoke, you know what I mean? Like smoking, it's a medicine to me. You know what I mean? Like deep meditation, I get downloads, spiritual downloads. I go into deep meditation, relaxation, especially when you're taking on the energy of so many people every day, doing readings and whatnot. At the end of the day, sometimes you need to, you know what I'm saying, hit the earth and relax and just, let it all go. Because you get to carry, and when you're a reader and you work as a priest and stuff like that, you start carrying the energy of all these different people that you deal with on a daily basis. So um, you always want to cleanse. I either do a spiritual bath, some type of cleanse, and then I relax with some tea and a little tree, and it don't do no harm. Now you can't abuse shit. Now you can't just sit around all day getting high and shit. You know what I mean? Like you can't get nothing done. You know what I mean? You want to be in your right state of mind and stuff like that. Um, Back in the day, I would like trip out on camera and be smoking and shit just to show y'all that I'm a real person, because I think that a lot of this, like, I do stuff for a reason, because people approach me like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm just some type of fucking, I'm a monk that just sit in front of a pot all day chanting and meditating, and my mind is just always tuned to everything going on in the spiritual world. You know what I mean? And that's not the case. So I just want to show people back then that I'm an actual real person. So I hope y'all really, gained a lesson from that. Don't put shit from nobody else on your head. Girls, don't be out here sharing wigs and shit, because you can possibly inherit someone's osobo by doing it, especially colored wigs, because you don't know. I'm not the only person with the taboo that can't wear red stuff on my head. And you may be one of those people who have to be careful what type of colors that you put on your crown, because it can collect negative vibrations. Test it out though. All you girls that like to wear different wigs and stuff like that, test out the energy that come to you when you wear different colors. Like some of y'all like to wear y'all burgundy ones and your red ones and your blonde ones. See the vibration. Pay attention to the vibration that comes when you wear different color wigs, and test it out for yourself. Shut up. I'm not even talking about people that wear wigs. I'm just saying you could test out the vibration by having anyway. um, but yeah. So I'll see y'all on the next video. Salam alaikum. Alaikum salam. Peace.